Good evening, everybody. Blessings. Hope you're all well. Been a while since I've been able to do a video, so I figured I'd get one out there tonight. When I took this particular photo, I think every hair on my body stood up. I could feel the ones in the center. So I thanked them, snapped the photo, and went on my merry way. When I got home and I was able to look at the photo and I zoomed in on the center, see, at first I thought it was one being. I thought this was the head, and I thought this was the rear end standing up. And then when I looked closer, I could tell that this was a separate entity. This one was a little bit larger, and this one had brown. This one's covered in moss here, and this one's only got a little bit on the side of his left side of his head. You could see the amber eyes, and it's got a longer face, pointy ears that you could tell. I took 2 separate photos of this I can share with you. And the second one, this particular piece of grass mysteriously pops up and covers this side of his head. I'll share that at the end of the video. But we got a lot to cover in this particular photo. This is a miracle. So you see this face, the nose right here, and you can see his ears that stand up. That's what makes me think it was a dog man. There's many, many, many different beings out there, so it's hard to say. But you can see the size of this guy's nose. It's long and flat. His mouth is here. His left eye is here. When I looked really close with a magnifying glass, I could see his eye a little bit, and it was amber-colored red as well. Sometimes the less enhancements, the better. You could zoom in farther. It's hard to tell the size of them because they're underground. Their bodies are underground. But they're in the physical, and they're surrounded by other beings that are in the other dimension that you can't really see. Maybe some of you watching this video right now are seeing things that I wouldn't normally see, but I pretty much see everything on this picture, and I need to stay focused or the videos never get done because my eyes constantly go to other places in the photo and see things. Every time I shoot a video and watch it back, I see that I missed a dozen things, so I never get it done. So I'm going to take my time and show you slowly today. This is a very sacred area. I don't think it's a burial ground. It's something else. I'm going to move to this side of the photo here. Well, this one right here. I believe this is a female Sasquatch. You can see her beige face. Her complete face is in the photo. This is her left eye, her right eye, her nostril, and her teeth. You can see the block teeth. Can't see the rest of her body, but you can see her face. See the line in her teeth right here? Super pearly white teeth. And I just noticed this one in this photo here today. Believe it or not, you can see her cheekbone here. She's quite large. You cannot see the rest of her body. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit and zoom in a little more. This is her cheekbone. Watch when I add color, how much you could tell that that's a Sasquatch being. And this is a fur. I don't know if that's the right shoulder, but the fur is showing up. I don't know if it's stuck on the tree, if it fell off of her and it's actually hanging on the tree. It's kind of what that looks like there. But I believe this is actually a young peeking. I could see the beige in its face just a little bit here and a little red eyeball right here. It's hard to see, but you know that's fur. You could tell. And you could see that's long cheekbone and her nose. And there's the bridge between her nose long, deep, dark eyes, long, deep set eyes on this one. Her mouth right here, you could just see a little bit. I just found her today. And since I'm on this tree, check this guy out. This guy's amazing. Never seen anything like this one. He looks like a cross between an elf and a Sasquatch or something. His chin is really wide and really long, really big, long and round at the end. It comes up in his mouth. He's got a real deep set smile. You could literally see the trees through the smile. It's so big. If I add some color, his hair goes up. He's got a completely beige face like a human. His nostril, his eyeball, you can even see his eyebrow. I don't know where the rest of his body is. I don't know if it's in the interdimensional right here and he's sitting here. It kind of looks like the outline. You could see these lines here. Or if he's completely behind the tree in the physical. But this face right here is completely in the physical. Sometimes the more you enhance, the worse it gets. But I think you can see his eyebrow, and you can see the little piece of his hair hanging down. I've seen many of them with widow's peaks right on their forehead. And a lot of them have the same effect coming up their cheek with fur, but not this guy. He's got a human face, a very human face colored-wise. Amazing. I know maybe you see others in there. There's so many others in here. I was looking at this guy and I noticed him here. Look at the mouth wide open on this guy. And it looks like he has his tooth here and a tooth here. He's got a flat nose. He's way up there. I just noticed him as well. His mouth is wide open. His nose, and his left eye. Looks like his right eye's closed. Seems they always have one eye closed. So you see this guy here. There's so many little babies on the ground. I'm going to show you this guy here, though. Go to this side of the photo. Watch right here on the left side of this broken tree here. You could see his face right here as I zoom in. Right here, you can see this is his black hair. He's got completely dark black hair. And his face is actually hairless as well, just like the other guy that I just showed you with the long chin. But this one's harder to see. You can see his forehead right here, his ear, and his mouth is right here. It's open. His nose and his eyes. Might be kind of blurry. They're everywhere in this photo. I'm going to try to show you the ones that stick out to the most to me. Here's that upside down pear shape I think I had mentioned before. Her ears right here. This is her brow ridge. Her eye and her upper teeth are showing. Like a chimpanzee, when it's threatened, it lifts its upper lip to expose its teeth. She's doing that. Her teeth are right here. Her ear, her chin, her teeth. She's doing the profile. They do that a lot. They're just only giving you the profile, watching you out of one eye with the other eye closed. And I believe she's showing her teeth because her baby's threatened, which is right here. This is the upside down pear shape of the baby's face. Half of it is only exposed, so it's half of a upside down pear. Her eyeball, her nose, and her little mouth right here. The right hand and wrist is right here, covering its right eye. It already knows how to do that. Hopefully that's not too blurry, but you can see it's got a grayish face on the baby. I do not think I was the one making the mother feel threatened. I think it was something else in the photo that's really hard to point out, that's interdimensional, that's really close to the baby. Trying to take my time so I don't miss anything. There's quite a bit in here to share, so I apologize for the slow movement here. Right here is the top of his head. You can see the brown. It's an ancient giant. Move the color up a little bit. It's brown on the top. He's got that smoky effect. He's manifesting. This is his mouth. He's got an underbite. His lip actually goes past his upper lip, comes down. This is his nose. And his brow ridge is super thick. And it's got a really thin line between it and his nose, and his eyes are way deep set in the back there. Very ancient looking. And he's got to be at least 15 feet tall because the ground is here and he's right here. And I think he's standing. There's many beings out there. And this tree will be the last thing I share. After looking at this tree, I can't even imagine how it's standing with all the beings that are actually in it. Some of them are hard to see. Some of them are a lot easier. I'm going to share the ones that are easier. But the upside down pear shape that I shared with you earlier is right here. And you can see that that's a being. You can see his left eye, his right eye. Looks like it has a frown. I don't know why they have the moss on their face, if that's just the way it shows through the other dimension. Could be, but I don't know if that's just moss or leaves or how they do it or why they do it. But without this on their face, they're completely invisible. So they're exposing themselves by doing that to me. Try to zoom in a little bit. See, his head's not even really attached here to the rest because it's invisible, because it's in another dimension. And believe it or not, these are actually eyes right here. These amber eyes. And to me, I'm just saying, to me, this looks like a little trunk of an elephant right here. These are the eyes, and this is like the trunk. You can see the little hole at the end and the feet. Yeah, it looks like an interdimensional little baby elephant. I know, I'm losing my mind, right? So over on this side, the same thing. You could see the trunk even better and the hole at the end of the trunk. If you're seeing something different, please mention it at the comments. I don't know. I'm just sharing what it looks like. And then you can see the eyeballs are red right here, and a little trunk, a little hole at the end of the trunk. I don't know if that's reading to you, but I figured I'd point that one out. There's dozens upon dozens in this photo that I'm missing. I'm not pointing out. Even in this field right in the forefront, it's completely covered with them. You could see this face right here. Kind of like a hourglass shaped face. his mouth, his eyes, his nose. Interdimensionals are right in front of us. This whole field is covered with them. Half these little dots are eyeballs and mouths. I kid you not. Wake up, check it out. Peace all.